But before Caitlin Clark's season-ending injury, WNBA tickets were averaging $89. The moment she went down, price crashed nearly 30%, plummeting to $62 a seat. That's kind of crazy. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but obviously the biggest reason is
for all the hype about breaking into the mainstream, the WNBA is now staring down a collapse so steep it borders on historic, sliding back toward irrelevance with alarming speed.
NBA and the Indiana Fever did not want people to know that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for the season. I can tell you, from the very day that they decided to let that go public, everything has dropped off a cliff. Views on this channel, the television ratings, the interest, Thanos snapped out of existence. People were trying to hang on to the possibility this whole time. Look, so many people stayed engaged with the team because they thought the cavalry was coming.
Multiple factors are at play, but the central truth is unavoidable. The WNBA hitched its entire economic engine to Caitlin Clark, and with her sidelined, the league has plunged into what looks like an existential crisis. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert once cast herself as the architect of growth, expansion teams, TV deals, record attendance. Now she's overseeing what feels less like a success story and more like a cautionary tale of overdependence, mismanagement, and shaky foundations.
July, the WNBA proudly flaunted ratings for the All-Star Game, which drew 2.2 million viewers. Of course, they conveniently failed to mention that ratings were down 36% from the record ratings that Caitlin Clark pulled the year before. Early August, ESPN pointed out that the Seattle Spankers and the Indiana Felines, without Caitlin Clark, drew 1.6 million on ABC. ESPN claimed that WNBA ratings were up 20% over last year, mostly without Caitlin Clark playing. But over the last 3 or 4 weeks, both the WNBA and the media have been strangely silent. I wonder...
Clark's absence isn't just bad news, it's the linchpin pulling apart the illusion of sustainable growth. When the Indiana Fever announced their superstar guard would miss the rest of the 2025 season, the fallout was immediate and unforgiving. The market didn't wait to debate, it reacted.
WNBA are currently treading dangerous waters. It's sharks out there, y'all. It is sharks out there in the deep ends of that water. Reality is hitting, and the playoffs have the potential to expose even more. Ratings could potentially crash in this year's WNBA playoffs without Caitlin Clark. Networks have their eyes peeled to what is going on, and ticket prices plummeted 30% while Caitlin Clark was out with her.
Almost overnight, ticket demand evaporated. Playoff prices collapsed, and broadcast projections turned to dust. Seats that once fetched $200 at the peak of Clark Mania now sit on resale sites for under $25, and even at that bargain, arenas are struggling to fill.
It's only on one team, but a very big chunk of the total attendance in WNBA is from the Indiana Fever. They have the second highest home attendance, and teams are literally moving arenas. So yeah, a lot of teams, whether it be the Lynx opening the Upper Bowl, whether it be the Wings, the Dream, the Sky, all of these teams moving games. All of these teams are moving games for the Indiana Fever, regardless of who it is. They all have to sell those seats. And a lot of people don't want to go, and it's super cheap. Like, it's a lot easier to fill a 10,000 seat arena without Caitlin Clark than to fill 20,000. So you're going to have to find a way to do it anyway, which is what a lot of people are going to be doing, trying to sell tickets.
The Fever, whose road tickets once averaged $137 apiece, saw that figure tumble to $80 the moment Clark hit the injured list, and plunge even further after her season-ending announcement. This isn't a dip in demand. It's market abandonment. The most damning evidence, though, comes from television ratings, the true barometer of not just popularity, but survival.